Never has there been so much interest in a NATO summit here in Brussels. Why? Because when Donald Trump rolls into town, anything could happen. There are so many big issues on the military menu, ranging from Ukraine and Russia to Afghanistan. The question is, will all that be overshadowed by money? Donald Trump's calls for other governments to cough up more cash. Trump's upcoming visit to Brussels hasn't gone unnoticed in the de facto European capital. These demonstrators among thousands who protested in the city at the weekend.
We don't want our money, our taxpayers' money, to be invested in war policies, but we want it to be invested in education, in our pensions, in the tackle against climate injustice.
Trump comes to Brussels having pulled out of the Iran nuclear deal and slapped tariffs on exports of EU metals, with a threat of more to come on cars. And his message to NATO leaders: start paying your bills, as he's long demanded.
That NATO members must finally contribute their fair share and meet their financial obligations.
And those words have been echoed through a flurry of tweets ever since.
President Trump is a bit of a wild card for this summit. Everything has been telegraphed to show that this is going to be complicated. There are going to be tough conversations. So I think everyone is coming in prepared, knowing that that will happen.
NATO's facing pressing military challenges right now, the Baltics, Middle East and Afghanistan, to name a few. And then there's the question of Russia. But how much does Moscow fear NATO right now? Improving troop mobility gives the bloc extra opportunities, he says. This is something that Russia can be concerned about in the medium term. They can also be worried by the ongoing technical re-equipment of NATO forces. And from Brussels, warning shots are already being fired over Trump's relationship with Moscow.
It is always worth knowing who is your strategic friend and who is your strategic problem.
The US has sent mixed messages over Russia. The administration's intensified a military build-up in Europe, while also failing to coordinate on new sanctions on Moscow last year. Of course, whatever Donald Trump says about Russia here in Brussels will come ahead of his meeting next week in Helsinki with Vladimir Putin. Moscow could capitalize on a disastrous summit, one that has the potential of being even messier than the G7 in June. Damon Embling, Euronews, Brussels.